backstroke, same kind of follow through. When you set up there and you take a big backstroke like this and go ahead and hit it, sometimes you're decelerating as you hit it, which is going to cause that putt to go too short. Sometimes you're accelerating through it still, which causes it to go a little bit further. What I like to do is, as you set up, kind of use your feet as a guide. Putter comes back to your back foot, kind of go forward to your front foot too. So we can't be here creating that jabby stroke. Okay. There you go. Much better roll on that one. Get in. Oh, almost. You picked the hardest putt here. Everybody else picked nice flat putts, easy ones to hit. You get the swinger to the right, down the hill. There you go. Much better pace on that one. That was a better stroke there. You know, I still went a couple feet past the cup, but the stroke itself there is a little bit better. But that's something that you want to try and focus on, staying down through all the golf shots. Because what you're going to see is, as you start coming out of them this way, you're going to start seeing that in your full swing, which is going to cause a lot of those golf balls to slice off the break. Alright, so what we want to work on in your putting stroke is, as you set up to hit the putt, a lot of times your golf ball skips off the start, which prevents it from staying on line and tracking to the hole. So when you set up to hit a putt, what we want to see is a little bit of a forward press. When you set your hands, normally, you know, if you're lined up to your golf ball, your hands are always set a little bit behind the ball, and then as you make your stroke, your hands kind of push it through, and that's what causes the ball to hop up in the air a little bit, which we want to try and avoid. We want to try and de-loft it a little bit so that as we strike the ball, it starts rolling right away. So go ahead there.
I do have that problem.
So as we set up, we want to have, you know, think of your right thumb. We want that to be pointed directly in front of the ball there. Not behind it, we want kind of our right thumb just in front of it. Also, as you take the putter back, try and keep that a little lower to the ground. As you bring it back, it becomes really steep. That becomes more of that strike down into the ground, which again will cause the ball to pop up in the air a little bit. So you want to almost think of, as we take away, dragging it along the ground. It stays low to the ground. But now the reason why we always kind of try to steer towards the bump and run is, like we said, it stays on the ground more, so it's easier to control. What you're going to see now is every once in a while, if you have a little bit of your posture where your posture comes up, you're going to hit it thin and send that ball rocketing over the green. It's a lot harder to do that hitting a bump and run shot because the swing's not that big of a shot. So again, we want to kind of stick to that whenever we have the opportunity, but there's times. Alright, I'm going to get that takeaway a little bit shorter. You know, not so you're kind of getting real steep off the start and then kind of chopping it down here. Now, like we said, hitting out of the fairway, it's a little easier to hit that shot because there's nothing there to kind of grab onto the club. But once you get some rough involved, it's going to kind of choke the club a lot, and you'll get some more of those, more like the kind of little flub shots that we don't want to hit. So take a couple practice.
You're anticipating I'm going to be in the rough or something.
That's true.
What do I do? Just shorter?
Yeah. So what we want it to be is, go ahead and grip it. We want it to be more in here.
Yep.
And then through this way. We want to feel that, you know, extend that out towards your target. Don't let that just slip up like this. No. Better? Yep.
You want to...
Well, if we look at ball position, you said when you do that, you skull them because the ball's lined up by your front foot. So your club, you can see, is bottoming out back here, and the ball's up here. So it's going down, it's way up by the time it gets to the ball. So if you slide everything forward this way, now you're going to be striking the golf ball first. Keep going. So I want this foot right over here. Middle, the middle ring. Stay in your stance, stay leaning forward.
That's right, I understand.
There you go. Now that's the click of the golf ball that we want to make.
Yeah, I don't hear that very often.
Right. So that ball's got to be further back in your stance. So we're going to continue to leave this.
You know, I think I used to do that, and I kind of lost that.
And then what we're going to do here is, if we look at the golf club and the leading edge of the golf club at the sharp side, if I set up that target line and keep the club there, what's going to happen is that club's going to go ahead and dig into the sand, and I'm going to create a big hole. Most likely the club's going to go right underneath the ball, and the ball's not going to get out of the bunker. So what we want to do is, we want to open the club face up a little bit so that we're using the sole of the club, and more of the, the bounce on the golf club is what's going to be making contact with the sand. So now when I hit that golf shot, that club's going to splash through, sorry about that, club's going to splash through the sand, and you can see that those divots are a lot different. This one's a lot deeper because the club was digging. This one it was a little more open, a little shallower divot because the club face was open. But the issue, weight on the balls of your feet. But as you take the club back here, you get into a pretty good position here. Right. And then from here you kind of loop it up. Kind of get across. You can see the head of the golf club's pointed right. And those last couple shots, that ball's going right. So that club kind of flattens way out. Club face is open here. So what I want you to focus on is that butt of the club facing your stomach. As you make your turn, you still want that facing our stomach. Okay. My thumbs are on the facing up right here. From there, we're hinging our hands. Our thumbs are straight up here. You kind of make that move from here, and then hinge up this way. So we want to get that wrist, forearm, straight line, thumbs up here, and that's going to get you into a better position here. So I'll show you that. Let's swing the first one with you. So from here, making the good turn. Right. From here, you kind of normally, you're way up here at baseball stand. Okay. We want to get that from here, where that club almost gets behind you a little more. Now, if you look at, as you start your downswing, that butt of the club is pointed right at the ball. Now you're on playing, kind of getting to that inside half of the ball. Okay. Up here? Yep. Alright.
That's when I get that big hook, so I feel like I'm standing too close to the ball. That's when I want to stand up.
Yep. Well, what happens is, here, I'm standing back here. You're hooking it. Most of the time when people come over the top like that, they're going to hit a slice. That's just because the club face is open. You're hitting the hook because you're standing too close to it. As you swing the golf club, that club can't come to the inside half of it here. So what happens is, when you're too close to it, your only move that you can make is this over the top move. So as you do that, being that the club face is squared, that's why that ball is going hard left like that. If you can get that same, I guess you say, wrist and arm movement involved with the leg drive a little more, where you have more room. Now that club can clear the inside, you get that swing out to think about the baseball field, second base, first base, third base. We kind of want to get that follow through more towards second base up here instead of that third base swing that you're making over here, which calls you to pull everything left. So that's what stepped away from the ball to help. And up here, I'll show you. Help you get to that spot. Straight. Stood up on it a little bit. Yeah. Well, that straight, it was a miss because you stood up on it a little bit, but that straight shows you that the path of the club was a little more correct there. Just the centerness of contact wasn't there. A little upright at setup. So go ahead and set up normally. Okay. So you're better. So just bend from the waist a little more. There you go. Relax a little more so that these are below your hands. We don't ever want everything in a straight line there. Now, go ahead and take the club back. You get into a good position here, and then from here, you kind of go a little too far because you're trying to, because you feel tight and you're, oh, the golf swing's supposed to get way up here. Let me bend my arms to kind of get it up there. doesn't necessarily do you any good, because then you lose all that torque and the twist that you just built up. So what I want you to do is, it's okay to make a shorter golf swing. Feel like this is the pack of your golf swing here, because now you're on a good plane. That club's going to come down in the right way. When you get that extra golf swing here is when you get steep and over the top, which is why you get so steep on the downswing and you get those pop-up bumps. Yep. It's much better. Weighing over here, you know, and then your move is over the top this way. So if you look at a lot of your divots are way left of your target. What that does is when you're striking the golf ball, now you're striking the outside half of the golf ball, and that's causing the ball to make contact more on the heel, and then the ball spins